All right. Good evening, everybody. It is. It's a little bit of a Thursday still left.
I dream of it.
Yeah.
Amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My paths.
I don't know. I wish there was a way to disable the cutscene because I never use it. I never use it. Arcurious, it is good to see you. Howdy, Vlad. Hey, Raymond. We are diving back into Dune. Dune. Do the Dune. Raymond, I apologize for being so late. I'll be quite honest. I don't think you're gonna miss a whole lot if you do want to get sleep later on. I know you're up late usually, but still, I don't want you to feel like you gotta stay up or anything like that. Now, Luna, hold on. I did say that I had a doctor's appointment today, that I had to go get, lab work and stuff done. Oh, that's a spice bloom. Do I have my compactor on me? I do. I can always use spice, but I didn't happen to see where that bloom hit. It's the only thing about being down here in this little valley. A lot of visual. Oh, Raymond, I'm sorry that I interrupted you. What book? Let's see, I'm gonna need the chassis first. I can almost get this whole thing into my inventory. And I have decided, with some of the changes they have made, I can actually field an assault doctor. We're not actually using it for assault, though. Wait, this thing needs 6 wings. That's right. Silly me. Let's go make 2 more wings. Hey, kid. All right. 2 more wings. That didn't clean me out of industrial pumps or anything. I mean, Arcurious, I'm okay with it. I'm not a huge fan of gacha mechanics, especially when it comes to things like ships. Now, if it was like gacha mechanics for like FPS equipment, maybe. But like, okay, all right, Arcturus, think of this. What if there were gacha mechanics for cars? And it's like, oh, you won another Nissan Sentra. Have fun going down to the DMV and getting it all titled and tagged and all that again. And it gets to go somewhere with your 6 other Nissan Sentras. I feel like something as big as a ship shouldn't be reduced to, oh, I got another one of those. Like, a ship should be precious, even if it's, not something that you fly a lot. Like an Aurora should still be precious, Did I not attach the storage? I thought I attached the storage. I made a tail. I goofed somewhere. And Yellow, it's good to see you, man. I have really enjoyed the Thopters. The Thopters have made it so much nicer to get around. I could have sworn I made it. Hold on. You know what? I wonder if the bits and bobs that I have made have somehow gone to... So I'm pretty sure I made a tail. I just have to figure out what box it might be in. Nope. Nope, nope. Hey, Adam. Yeah, that's another thing too, Archers. Like, if you could sell them, I would totally change my attitude. Sorry, this is my whole materials that are needed for crafting box. And it's not there. I swore I made a tail. Guess I didn't make a tail. Oh yeah, no, Luna, I've got a nephrologist appointment on Monday. Today was getting like blood work done. And I always feel a little bit peaky after they draw blood on me. I don't know why. Used to not bother me at all. Like, I could just watch them stab me, like root around inside my meat, you know. Yeah, so they announced a little bit of the new referral system, and part of it is going to be the Raptor. There we go. Now, okay, I couldn't access it because the tail wasn't on. That's what it is. All right, well, that's cool. I need lights in here. Does that actually do lighting? Not. Let's just look. No. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me just ask. Because this is the thing I hate the most about this game. Regular lights. It's just salvage metal. No problem. Any light that goes on the ceiling needs agave seeds. Why? Why do I need cactus seeds? Suddenly. Does it make glue so it can stay on the ceiling? Why? Why do I need cactus seeds for that? Hey, Rod. It's been a minute. How you doing? Ah, Luda, you're good. You got a kid to attend to. I get it. There we go. What does this look like in a treaty's green? We might fly in Harco. At least for now. I'll have to see it in the actual daytime. Yeah, exactly, Coyote. Yeah, Mac, which, I mean, that's you know, most punch-a-tree survival games where you just kind of put water or, you know, your resources in there, it spins around and well, you know, you got the little masher thing and it mashes it up, and then this part poots out a square. It compresses it into a square, so it's an ingot. Although I want to know, like, why is aluminum like this prism style trapezoidal ingot? And then things like, okay, iron, for example, is basically a block with a little Hershey square on top. But then steel is like a railroad rail thing. Like, why are the ingots all shaped differently? Why is plastanium Tupperware? Just a lot of whys. Oh, right, but I'm sorry. Yes, I did take meds. I did take them earlier. I did take them earlier. We might be going into the deep desert. And if we do, we're leaving our money here. Even though they changed up the deep desert a bit. You know, Mac, I get that. I just, you know, maybe I'm just being overly pedantic. Like, it is good for visual recognition. You bring up an incredibly valid point that I was not considering. So, my apologies. You actually have an incredibly valid point there. It's just, you know, at a cursory glance, it's like, one of you was Tupperware. Oh yeah, Coyote. How's that going? I might be nearby you here in a little bit because I need to pick up some flower sand. I know that's closer to this. Do I have my compactor on me? I do, and it's in pretty good condition. All right, let's take this baby out. An inaugural run. Why is it still animating like I'm in? I'm sure that'll fix. Ooh, appraised. You guys doing something new with it? Or is it just one of those things that you need to get it done? You know, Yellow, I want to say I probably have, I don't know, 90, 100 hours in it probably so far. I am in a group with some friends though, and that has, hold on. Are we just getting started or are we abandoned? You're going to be abandoned. Steel, you don't look abandoned. Sorry. I've also been ransacking a lot of bases. Raymond, I'm getting some sort of graphical error. It's acting like I still have my vehicle repair tool out for assembling, but I do not. I think once I get over here, it should fix itself. But this is the assault opter. However, we're not going to be using it for assault. We're going to be using it for transportation. Because the assault thopter can hold way more than a scout thopter. Scout thopter is faster, but oh, beggars, I have enjoyed it. A lot. Moved out yet? Always look for missing blocks. Missing blocks means that so you see this little thing of flower sand right here. I think this is close enough that we can steal this without getting wormed. Yeah, see, it's acting like I've got this thing out right now. Some reason. Because this allows me to detach parts. So it highlights the parts so I can detach them. I'm wondering if maybe if I put that away. Nope, okay. So I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Oh my goodness. I can pick this stuff up without getting worm sign. Okay, so there's a little money-making scheme that I want to do. And I need the flower sand to do it. So we might be here for just a little bit. Yeah, Coyote. So for those of you who don't know, basically if you attach rocket pods to a thopter, it'll actually slow down now by 10 to 20% depending on which thopter. Basically, they've made it to where anything not using rockets can get away from something using rockets. Very, very slowly, but it can be done. You know, I could just park this thing right over here. How far can I walk out without getting... Huh. Worm doesn't, Worm don't come over here, huh? My goodness. That's gonna get abused. Yeah, I hear you. So Adventure Bear was telling me about little money-making scheme he came across. Where basically you make a whole bunch of low-grade lubricant. You sell it, you make about 100,000 Solari. You know what? I'll risk it for the biscuit. Park right in the flower sand. Yellow, I actually do. I was just equipped for PvP because last time I was on, I was in the deep desert. I spent a lot of time in the deep desert scavenging materials and blueprints and everything else, searching for buried treasure. We're not getting worm sign out here. Lurch, it's a graphical issue. It thinks that I have my repair tool equipped. So it's highlighting them. And I'm wondering Ah. All right, there we go. Now we put it away while it's not highlighted. That fixed it. Okay, we just had to figure out how to get it to not. Welcome back, by the way, Lurch. Good to see you again. All right, put that away. Nope, nope, nope. Put that back. Where is mine? There's my gun. Might be eating all the sand in this area. We're just going to abuse it while we can. Because I feel like the entire, well, not the message of Dune, using resources is kind of the thing that you do in Dune, you know? Spice must flow, and we don't care who we have to abuse to make it happen. How much more can this thing? Oh, oof, okay. I don't know if we're gonna fill the thing up, but now, Lurch, I've got a question. I can't see the profile pictures too well, but is that Lurch from Adam's Family? Hey, no, I understand that. It is late, too. My day kind of got off course. Had to go do some blood work, and it was, oh my god, way too hot in Arkansas today. It was all my medical stuff. I don't do well in the heat. So I pretty much immediately headed inside from the doctor's office to the cinema, so I could recover for a little bit after them taking however much blood they took today. And I realized that Megan 2.0 came out today. It's like, you know what? I'm here. Time to have an icy. Time to watch Megan 2.0 because I enjoy Megan. I enjoy Megan so much. What an absolute delight that film is. And then when I made it home after that, I just ended up passing out. So Gears, Adventure Bear told me about this. There's a spot of flower sand right here, southwest of the big hammer rock. And apparently it's just close enough that the worm is not attracted. I mean, I am doing this without rhythm, but yeah, no worm sign. I mean, beggars, I do, but you know, we gotta walk to the car and all that. It's just like even just a few minutes outside starts to kill me. And also, I'm still on meds that are like, hey man, don't be in direct sunlight. And let me tell you how much direct sunlight we have in the summer of Arkansas. Now, I think they will probably fix this eventually, but hey, Jawa. Like, beggars, I put on sunscreen today. You know, all that good stuff. And I can still feel like that I got too much sun today feeling. I was not outside for very long. Tell you what, let's hit 10,000 total. And I think we'll be good. Oh, you're selling the cabin? Aw. Thought you guys were gonna keep it. Next trick will be to hunt down a whole bunch of fuel cells. You know, like, I know I'm in a protected area. Oh, the worms aren't going to be here. And yet the worm still terrifies me. I'm going to regret saying this. But I have yet to be eaten by the worm. Now, I have had things taken from me by the worm. I had a thopter get got, and I had to use my boosting here to jump the worm. That was fun. So beggars, what we're going to do is we're going to make about 10,000 low-grade lubricant. And we're not going to get it done tonight. We're just going to basically set it to go while I'm sleeping. But once it's finished, I can sell it. And I can profit about 100,000 Solari. And I feel like I'm kind of behind my compatriots when it comes to money. I'm a little, how you say, poor at this stage of the game. So I would like money. Oh, Gears, you should. Take all the flower sand you can. Yes, Lurch, yeah. Basically, like, if you're out in the PvP area, the deep desert, you'll lose resources that you have on you. So, like, let's say I found a bunch of spice and somebody shot me and killed me. They could take all my spice, but they can't take my equipment or, you know, things like that. They could take the resources that I've gathered, but that's it. The worm, though, if the worm gets you, he gets everything except your vehicle put away tool. That's the one thing you can keep. However, I don't want it to come to that. And if he eats the vehicle while it's out, then, you know, that's not a good day. So we try to avoid the worm. I have things I'd like to keep. Oh yeah, beggars. They can take your spice too. Fortunately, I've only been killed in PvP once. And the guy didn't take anything. I think he was just scared and trying to escape. And I was trying to communicate with him. So I was like, hey, like, I'm friendly. I'm just passing through. Like, we were both inside one of those ships in the deep desert. But I was kind of blocking his exit, and I understand not wanting to believe somebody, so I'm not gonna blame him for just taking me out. You know, beggars, we're not making money with spice at all. Every bit of spice that we get seems to go towards making things. What I don't get about this game is at the end tier, you need spice to make everything. It's like, hey man, you want to make a gun? Yeah, sure. Here's all the extra stuff to do it. All the plastanium and whatnot. But you also gotta have spice, because I guess to make a pretty sweet Pistol. I think I've gone too far up the hill. You need to get high on spice. Okay, so you know at the very edge, there's worm sign. All right, so that looks good. Let's go. Let's take that back home. Yeah, exactly, Lurch. You know, Lurch, I actually bought an air hockey table from the guy who owns the Dragula from the Munsters. I mean, different show, I know. There's also friends with Butch, what's his face? The guy who played Eddie. That's a shipwreck. See where it came down, though. That's fine. Oh, crap. That was... Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. That was... Ooh. Well, no wonder I didn't see where it came down. It was still coming. Did not enjoy that. It was uncool. Yeah, Lurch, the you like the old like coffin style dragster that the grandpa had in the Munsters. Yeah, beggars. So like you can so you can make spice food. So you can basically get high and be super cool in combat for a limited time. You also use it in crafting for your high tier stuff. Like if I wanted to make an Assault Thopter Mark 6, I would have to have a whole bunch of spice. And you might go like, wow, like 600 spice, that's a lot. And it's not, it's nothing. You need tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of spice to make the spice melange, or however you pronounce it, that is required for things. I mean, Lurch, it almost happened. Like that was a little bit too close for comfort. And ignore my basic buildings for now. Going for function over fashion. I will make them pretty later on. How later on? All right, how much sand can I squeeze? All of it, it seems. Ooh. Oh. Maybe all of it. I'll put a little bit of sand overflow in here, and then we're going to fly back and go check out that crash, because crashes have good things in them. I mean, Vlad, it's pretty open, so you give me a second. Let me go hit that crash and ransack it. I'll show you the map. So, Raymond, they actually do go blue. Actually, I think you can edit it in the character creator. I keep mine permanently blue because I never actually end up using up my spice. You know, I don't know why I needed a marker. It's not like I'm not going to see this giant crashed ship. Gears, that sounds right. Sorry, like, I went to go buy this air hockey table off this dude. Used to have like an arcade. And dude had like 100 pinball machines, a bunch of arcade machines. And the next room over, he had a bunch of cars. And he had like a 95, I want to say, Dodge Viper. Right, let's do this side first. All of these, except the salvage and the gloves. Don't need the gloves. Look at me, worm. Where is it? How do I pick some up? There it is. Don't need the actuators. Yeah, so... Glad I'm gonna risk this. It's... You can rent a private server. However... When you're in the Haga Basin, which is this huge map, which I've been to these places, but every Tuesday, like a big storm comes through and kind of resets stuff on it. You've got this map. This is the whole map. And like, it looks kind of small at first, but if you're not flying, oh my God, it takes you forever to get around places. Cause like, oh, let's say you're here and you want to get here. You think you might just be able to go straight across. That's how the worm gets you, buddy. So you might actually have to jet over this way, work your way through the basin, then get over there. And even on a speeder bike, it takes a minute. But there's a PvP area. Yo! Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was too close for comfort. Go away. Go away, nice wormy. You know, Lurch, I'm never a big fan of fishing. Never a big fan. That. Those, not that. Those. And now we leave. That worm was way too close for comfort. Glad it's all one planet. However, this is just one map. There's multiple places, and they'll be adding more regions as well. There's an area called the Deep Desert, which is massive. It's huge, and it's the main PvP area. They just changed it up a little bit, where half of it is PvE, the other half is PvP. And a lot of people aren't happy about the changes, and I'm thinking they probably went a bit too heavy-handed with it. Because, like, while I don't PvP myself, not a huge fan of how the changes ended up. Raven, it was still way too close for comfort. Yeah, exactly, Lurch. Like, you know, being on the boat was cool, I guess. Like, my dad was a huge fisherman. I enjoyed spending time with him, but man, I just hated getting, you know, ticks and whatnot, or leeches, getting sunburnt. Vlad, you can go fishing, buddy. That's cool. I'll stay home. All right, so we've got all of our sand. What I need now are batteries. Let's just push that up. And fuel cells. All right, so let's go mining for fuel cells. I do need actual batteries. Glad I quite enjoy it. I will say the deep desert actually does reset every Tuesday. You can build bases in there and you know, use it for refining and whatnot. But you want to bring all your precious stuff back here, because every Tuesday a big storm rips through the area and destroys everything and resets where stuff is, which is really enjoyable. That way, like, people just can't have like mega bases or dominate the whole place. All right, we need fuel cells. I just don't want him putting holes in my ride. Okay, there should be some fuel cells right around this rock. And there are. And I've got a secondary base. Probably be a little bit easier to get more fuel cells. But I don't feel like going out that way. Lurch, are you talking about the blood? So if you want, I could actually show you the full mechanical examples of that. Or just give you the rundown, whichever one you prefer. In fact, I could do it with that dead guy over there. Yeah, tell you what, let's do that. Just check my map right quick. Yeah, tell you what, I'll just give you the rundown. Oh, actually, there's some right up the ridge. So basically, the way that it works is in the beginning, you can use a blood extractor on a freshly killed corpse to extract blood from it. This blood can then be recycled and turned into water, and you'll get, you know, less. Like if you have like 100 milliliters of blood, you're not going to get 100 milliliters of water, but the purifier can purify it into drinkable water. Now at the same time, if you are really desperate, like if you're dehydrating and about to die, you can drink the blood, but it will damage your health. So while it's an option, it's one of those last ditch options. You can also build what's called a death still, which you can bundle up a dead body and put it inside the death still, and it will basically pump all the fluids out of the body over time and add water to your base. And it's one of the more efficient ways to get water. told. I don't know, maybe it's in one of the later books. I know there's a lot of Dune books out there, and depending on your feelings of Kevin J. Anderson, he either ruined it or added something nice to it. Yeah, I've actually got one of those tables, and it's not just blood, like it pumps everything out they can. But yeah, like it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna kill somebody and drink their blood. Like it, ideally, you want to process the blood into water because that's healthy and not. What is this combat music playing? We are nowhere near combat. But yeah, according to the game, which I cannot speak for the books, like when the Fremen die, they put their body in a death still to return the water inside of them to the tribe. So that way they can be useful and, you know, provide water even in death. Well, that dust storm is very close. That's super close. Why am I not getting a warning for that? Like, it might not hit me, but that is... Okay, it's moving away. Wow, we are right on the edge of that huge sandstorm. Another hour? What do they got you doing? Oh yeah, Raymond, we're safe. Right now we're in the PvE area, so... The only thing they can really do is just, I don't know, get in my face? These I need to reorganize. We'll put our batteries in here. Those in there for now. So as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of silicone blocks being made. And that's going to take a while. Once those finish up, we'll use those batteries to make low-grade lubricants. And with about 10,000 of those, which I know, big number. Which, I mean, it makes 5 per... Let's see, actually, let's do the math on that. And I know I could probably do that in my head, but I'm also not smart. So we're going to use our calculator. If I need to sell 10,000, divided by 5. So I need to make 2,000. I need to make 2,000. So I've got plenty of fuel cells. It's the silicone blocks I should have been working on. How? 3 sand. 3 sand for blue. So if I need to make 2,000, and it costs 3 sand, then I need 6,000. So I've got plenty of sand. Oh, yeah, no, I saw that, Raymond. So, yeah, this is a death still. In fact, let's go put a corpse in it. Let's put a corpse in it. Let's go get ourselves a corpse. Where's my drill shot? Are they alive down there? Hey, squirrel. Huh, nobody. Could have swore they'd respawn by now. Oh, Joe, I've got the fridge. Here we go. Here's a body. Here we go. So anyway, why can't I corpse you? Ooh, maybe they need to be fresh. Ah, there we go. Right on time. So anyway, once you cut short somebody's career, you can hold F, pick up the body, and bodies are large. Then we're gonna go put that in our corpse dehydrator. All right, I did turn that off because it uses a lot of power. Give me a second. Let me see what I can shut down. Using that. You know, I'm not using the purifiers right now. There we go. Remind me to add more generators. So anyway, we put the corpse in. Voila. And it just starts pumping out that sweet, sweet water. And then you just try to not think about where your water came from. I mean, you know, if you think about it, the water that you consume now is passed through countless people, animals, various things. Just try not to think about where your water comes from. Yeah, Vlad, you know, I don't know what they do with the corpses afterward. It just kind of disappears. You don't have to, like, take out the trash. Ever. Where did I put my still suit? There it is. All right, I've been running around helmetless. Come back. Man, like, I want to rock the Atreides green. But it just looks weird on a coat like that. Ooh, especially when that looks so much nicer. Like, the brown is good. The brown looks natural. You can even get away with that. It's just... And Lurch, I get that about it getting cheaper to buy out, because especially with Star Citizen, there's a big event coming up, and if they keep to the amounts that are going to be needed to get all 4 rewards, everyone who wants them is going to be playing for a very long time. I don't want to think about that. All right, so we've got our still suit. Get topped up on water, and then what are we gonna do? Fix up some things and maybe head to the deep desert. You know what? Let's go ahead and build that generator we were talking about. Off because I have to worry about the rock. Why not? Let's do 2. One day I'll just build a wall and cover these up. Today is just not that day. See, you need your base to be powered, because if it's not powered, it's not shielded. And if it's not shielded, any yayo can come in here and steal stuff. And getting power is super easy. Like, I've got enough for, like, 20 days. I'm just gonna go and top it off. Yeah, 20 days, 19 hours. I don't want some yee coming through, stealing my stuff. Honestly, I don't need my probe launcher. Vlad, they like to bring him back for the IAE, which is during November. You know what? Actually, we should build a thruster. We should build a thruster for the assault thopter. Why not? You know, give it just a little bit more speed. Hey, you are welcome, Gears. You are definitely welcome. Lurch, one more time about the land tax? Sorry, I might have missed the original bit there. That's where all my rockets went. One more battery. Raymond, that does remind me. I need to pick up attack with store credit. Is that a small? All right, we're gonna take this assault to the deep desert before we do. Actually, need to make one more thing. Ah, you're good, Lurch. Can I put a scanner on an assault ornithopter? Doesn't look like it. Darn, I might actually have to go out there with a scout. Which I guess is the point of a scout. I was just hoping I could get a scanner for the assault. See, the scout, when you use the scanner, you can actually find buried treasure. Which is nice. And you can find it with a hand scanner, but it's a lot harder. Now, Lurch, there are property taxes in the game. You do sadly have to worry about that. I don't think I'm going to find a lot of, like, titanium stravidium out there. Let's chance it with a scout. It's a little bit faster anyway. And I need that scanner if I want to find cool things. All right. Wings for sure. Not sure why that's bugged. There we go. Now I can see stuff. I do like this speed. Alright, so Vlad, I'm about to show you the deep desert. About probably 3 minutes. See all the changes they've made. Bonk. Okay, so where we're at is Haga Basin. That's the main PvE map. That's where you should build all your stuff. And this is Haga Basin. Now, I don't know why this map is so huge and why you cannot zoom out. But over to the right, or east, is Arakeen, where, the Atreides live. And then south, here is Harko Village. But we're going to the deep desert, which is over here. And these little squares, or rectangles, basically just decide your entry point. So, we are now in the deep desert. And basically it goes in a grid. So it starts at like A1, goes all the way over to 9, and then goes all the way up to I. So pretty much A1 through I9. And I have not explored the entire thing. And used to, the first part of the grid, the A row, was the only thing that was PvE. Every other grid was PvP. But they changed that to where now the PvP area is only half of what it was. And they've restructured it where all the good stuff is still in the PvP area, and some of the good stuff is in PvE, but I'm not sure how I feel about the changes. No, Luna, I get that. That's a lot of mileage, even just for a cabin. All right. Let us get to work. Like, how you gonna have a control point in a PvE zone? Definitely a lot more people out here now, which might be good. Like, okay, so here's my issue. You've got a grid that goes, it's basically 9 by 9 squares, right? Well, 8 by 9, since the first row is PvE. That basalt, what do we have? Yeah, see, it's like all this is trash. I could get this back home. But anyway, With the new changes, all the PvP, which also contains the good stuff, is cut in half, which means that you only have to search half the PvP map to find people to engage. So if you're actually striking out into that area to get the quote unquote good stuff, it's a lot easier to get found and get got. Bingo. So these little dots, and I guess I just crossed over. Oh, they're under the quicksand. Never mind on that. They've also done some tomfoolery. So each grid is separated by quicksand. For some reason, they don't want you manually crossing over on foot. Why you would, I have no idea, because worm. But you basically have to cross over in an air vehicle. Someone's ransacking that. The question is it instance, and can I ransack it too? Yeah, Gears. They added, so they changed some things up. Just wanted to see if this is instant. It is not. Interesting. Well, time to fly. Time, get in. So anyway, Gears, they have adjusted the way Thopters work. If you attach rockets, or, rocket pods to a Thopter, it slows down. Doesn't matter if it's assault or if it's scout. That looks like a nice place to hide. Actually, is that storm even coming for me? Yeah, I think we'll at least have to get to F-Row to find anything good. Put that away. The storm does head this way. We'll just, hide. Yeah, Lurch, I'm gonna just walk on by. So yeah, anyway, even if you have like an assault thopter, with no rockets, you can still outrun a regular ornithopter with rockets, or at least keep the same pace. They're trying to make it where the assault ornithopter still has a place, but I don't think that's going to be viable. Because the assault does more damage, but it flies terribly. And I feel like in this game, agility is everything. Alright, you see that? That right there? That's treasure, baby. We'll use our handheld scanner to pinpoint it. Bingo. So what do we get? Hey, hey. Could be better. Could be worse. The capacitors. Stanium. That was a spice below. improved you are. Superfly, it is called the vehicle backup tool. And you have to make one pretty much right in the beginning of the game. Now that worm. Somebody is ticking off that worm. And Lurch water is everything. But I've got plenty of it. Like, it's one of those things where, believe me, when you don't have it, you are screwed. But if you can stay on top of your stuff, water's pretty easy to get. You can also harvest the dew from plants during the morning. Bing. Oh, it's right there on the... Well... Yeah, we can get that. Get ahead of the nose. Come on. And buried treasure isn't always everything it's cracked up to be. I won't say that much. Also, using the scanner drains battery. Quantum, are we talking like water? 300,000 milliliters, I think. Maybe 284. It's all in various cisterns back home at the base. On me, I've got my still suit, which can hold 500 milliliters. I've got a decaliter John. Aha. There it is. I feel like they could do a better job with these symbols. Or treasure, but all right. Scout thruster, that's something. Break it down for parts. Well, well, well. Look what it is. Another one right there. Yeah, Lurch. So, like, this being a FunCon game, they took a lot of UI and whatnot from their other game, Conan. Steel plates. Actually, you know what? I didn't check. Okay. Totally forgot about the lance rod. What do these guys want? Spice melange? Nope. Ain't getting that. Kills. Omnistatic. These guys want way too much. Yeah, Luna, it's the, what is it called? Muad'Dib? Oh. Finding much. Hey, CG. Well, there's a ship. Yeah, Gears, I'm still kind of figuring out the Lens Rod myself. Alright. This is going to screw over my inventory. Save that one for last. Don't forget, if you pop these things open, send scrap to your inventory. Always drop that scrap. Ooh, those pistons. No, without the fuel cell. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I should have put that up. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I came out to the desert with that. Yeah, so Raymond, this game kind of takes place in an alt universe where Paul was never born. So basically, like, Paul was never born. Yeah, we're not gonna get that far. Since he was never born, Jessica continued her Gesserit training. Was able to spot stuff happening before it could happen. Which, instead of things getting all sneaky and whatnot, led to a completely different confrontation with the Harkonnen. And, also bad things happened to the Fremen. Ooh, I almost messed up. CG, it's more of a what if. It's an alt universe take on it. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna get that one, and I don't feel like getting wormed. So we're just gonna grab the other side and say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Scrap. Come on. Hey, Albatross Mark 6. Albatross Mark 6. Some spice. Other things. Honestly, I should probably turn around with the stuff that I have. Especially since I just filled my inventory. And I should also get this back to base. Since I kind of goofed and took a most precious blueprint with me. You know, Raymond, okay, hold on. Raymond, we can do this, but it's gonna get dicey. And also, I need to drop stuff out of my inventory. These guys are clear. Those have been put up. I don't need the Servox. I've got plenty of Servox. Plenty of that. Because I'm going to have to grab things really quickly. Really quickly. That's not good. So we're going to cut what we can. Really large. They really are. I'm gonna do something so dumb. Oh my god, how did that not? Come on. Just have to stand on this so perfectly. You know what? Maybe if I stood in front of it. Yeah, that's the idea that I came up with after everybody else. No! No! I can just barely see the part that I need to. Alright, here it goes. This is gonna be so dumb. Stop tap dancing. There we go. Pay attention, worm. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, worm. Where am I? Oh, stop it. Stop tap dancing to the worm. Oh, I've done a bad thing. Can I? You know what would be cool if Star Citizen had an unstuck button? Why did that go into the negatives? Stop tapping. Stop tapping the worm. I have a dumb idea. Let's just see if this will work. That worked. Okay. Now, can I access this while climbing? I have used up so much goodwill with this worm. I've got plenty of those. Did I just hear a sector? Time to Yeah, sorry, Luna. I was getting very paranoid. Anyway, Star Citizen should have an unstuck feature, is what I was going to get at before I had that happen. All right, so we made it up to G8. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to put all my processing power into living. So speech came second. See, Raymond, the thing about being a Atreides to the end is usually that end comes a lot quicker. Oh, really, Lurch? I apologize that I had to be your entry to it. There are a lot cooler ways to see it, I will admit. I will say, Lurch, it is fun. When it works, it is beautiful. But you'll notice on the website it says things like alpha and early access. And these aren't terms like, you know, buy the extra special edition of Call of Duty and get early access. This is like, this game is rough. The spaghetti code is actively exposed, as in you can see the spaghetti in the spaghetti code. And there will be times when things do not go your way, not due to player agency or someone being better than you, but due to bugs or unrefined gameplay loops. That said, I have been in some form or fashion playing the game since 2014, and despite all my rage, well, I think rage, I keep coming back to it near daily. Oh god, yeah, okay, if you played Fallout 76, then you know. Especially if you were there in the beginning. Yeah, Vlad, good luck with work, man. I hope it goes alright tomorrow. Hopefully you get to stay cool. I know you've had a lot of those hot ones down there. I will say, the average quality of the PvP chat has gone downhill now that they've made this change. Yeah, exactly, Coyote. Like, for all the bugs and issues, like, I keep coming back to it because I can't get what it has anywhere else. Dune has been incredibly refreshing. Just, you know, having a lot of the quality of life things that I want to see in Star Citizen. But their server meshing is these grids, and these grids are, each grid is basically its own server, and these are, I think, like 2 kilometers across, maybe 1 kilometer across, maybe 1.5. Like, they're not big, and every time we cross into one, it's a whole new server. Meanwhile, you know, Star Citizen, you've got planets literally the size of America. Fun fact, Hurston has a surface area equivalent to the United States of America. Like, you know, that's how big the actual surface of Hurston is. Well, CG, I did enjoy the PvP. Okay, the PvP zone. Like, this whole thing used to be nothing but PvP, and while I didn't partake in it, I found it easy enough to scoot around, avoid people. And the thing is, just because it's a PvP area does not necessarily mean that people will engage you the moment they see you. It's just they have the ability to. Like, technically, this has more PvP protection to stop people from shooting you than Star Citizen does. I mean, they had that before the changes, too. And there was also a lot less people out here, because now that they've added the whole PvE buffer zone, there's a lot more people out here, and more people just always ends up being a degradation of any sort of general chat. Star Citizen, I'm looking at you post 4.0. And Lurch, I get that with the time it's been an alpha. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of management and their priorities. Like the devs, I've met so many of the devs and management. Met Chris Roberts and all that, and his wife. And the thing is, I feel like, and this is my opinion. This is not like a confirmation or anything, but I get the feeling that they keep their teams on a constant crunch time towards goals that are expressed as being absolutely paramount, and then those goals get abandoned to be reassigned to other crunch time things. So either those goals get achieved but never smoothed over after being implemented, or kind of get, you know, put on the back burner and then not revisited for a long time. And that is also true, like Coyote said. I'm really hoping that once they get Squadron 42 out the door, we can really just focus on Star Citizen. Because I don't actually care about playing Squadron 42. Like, I will play it, but that's not what I signed up for. Like, I can go pew-pew things in a space game just about anywhere these days. I want to truck stuff in my Caterpillar and wheel and deal and get out of dealing with pirates by the skin of my teeth, you know? Alright, let's put all this stuff up that I accidentally took with me. And yeah, Gears, that's what I'm afraid of. People are building bases right now over harvesting nodes, just to keep other people from harvesting it, which I think is silly. Like, that seems like a more hostile action to me than outright PvP. What do I know? What does the albatross wing go on? V's up. I'll just organize those later. So yeah, anyway, this is one of my... Okay, so behind this, I have tons of little bitty cisterns because they were just cheap and easy to build. Okay, yeah, so I can hold... My mistake. I can hold 268,000 milliliters of water. And, you know, maybe we should... Ooh, okay, I need more industrial pumps. No large. That's easy enough. I know where to get industrial pumps. Yeah, Luna, I'm hoping those words are, I'm hoping we eat those words. I don't need it to be a trilogy, and they could argue the whole, like, oh, well, you know, we'll have the base stuff figured out, so it'll be easier to make the sequels, but I don't need a trilogy. Like, I've seen Chris Roberts writing. I already know what the story's gonna be. going so slow. They are, Coyote. Like, I don't know if I just have like a build limit in my base or what, but I don't really know why I would build the large ones, because the small ones just need copper. And I can get copper all day long. Yeah, Gears. Like, I guarantee you, I already know the story of Squadron 42. And if it turns out that I am wrong, I don't know, I'll give away a ship. How about that? Like, I'm gonna call it right now. Like, you started on the Idris. You spend part of the campaign fighting those pirate guys who had the Kraken inside the coil. While you're fighting them, suddenly the Van Duel attack. You have to abandon your squad. You're solo for a little bit. Then eventually you go back. Get back on your Idris after taking forever to make it back by the skin of your teeth. You have to try to do a last desperate attempt to fight the Van Duel before they can attack some civilians. And right when it seems like all hope might be lost, the pirates jump in with their Kraken to help you out, distract the Van Duel long enough for you to deliver the killing blow. That's it. That is the story of the Squadron 42. Calling it right now. All right, where are we? A6. I mean, Raymond, that's just my guess. I could be completely wrong. I'm just guessing. But I think my guess is right. Let's go over to 5. Actually, no. Let's go all 8. A wall hug, just to be safe. God, Raymond, I wish I could give away a Kraken. If I had money to give away a Kraken, I would... Well, I'd give away a Kraken. I wonder what's got him ticked off. That sounded like a... Now, there'd be no reason to utilize a thumper this close to the wall, would there? Unless there was... spice. No spice. Someone's taking off the worm. Maybe it's one of those little tiny spice blows. Yeah, because here's the thing. 99% of funding is generated by the Star Citizen side. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can't drop $400 to use a reclaimer in Squadron 42. So all the ships that I have purchased throughout my time with Star Citizen has been for use in Star Citizen. But all that money seems to be going to Squadron 42. CG, it shouldn't be. I know they've been having a couple of issues with super chats, though. But man, I just appreciate having you here. You ain't gotta give me dollars. Well, I just realized we are still in D. We should get it to the PvP rem. If we're gonna find anything good. Of course, CG. Believe me, man, I'm doing okay. I just like having you here. All right. Yeah, we'll use 8 and 9. Yeah, okay, so see these. You're gonna have a lot more bases out here now. People just being neighbors, hanging out next to each other. I also feel like it makes me fly further to get Stravidium and Titanium, because there's going to be very poor sources in the first 4 rows. And if people are blocking it off, then I can't even utilize it anyway. All right. Let's head a sharp north. Hey, Metaphysical. How you been doing? Haha. See, right as we cross the border, boom. Treasure. This way, if we get got, we don't lose much. Buggy booster. Just never gonna use that. Never ever gonna use that, especially a Mark IV. We just keep checking the sky. I do wish it was nighttime. Makes it a lot easier to see these little pips. Wait. Haha. Yeah, I don't even know if you guys can see that on stream. They get larger when you get close, but Come on, give me some good treasure. Good treasure. I said good treasure. I could probably have both of those. A little bit of spice. Spice is nice and will suffice. Mark IV storage. That's a lot of pistons. That's what I'm talking about. That can stay. Yeah, see, like, I feel like I'm missing a lot of treasure to bad UI. Yeah, I will say, if there's somebody who's gonna know, it's gonna be Astro. I don't know if I can dig this up. Yeah, no, I can't. See, I'm not supposed to be able to walk in this stuff, but it's technically disabled right now. There we go. Bit of spice, literally scraps, but won't argue. Now, if we're lucky, maybe we can find another ship. Yeah, Raymond. So it was causing a lot of issues for servers for some reason. So they had to disable it. Where'd that go? There it is. So it's animated, but it doesn't actually make you, you know, fall down and become a 90s movie trope. I'm not even sure what to use these compressors for. I'm sure they're for something. Like, I know all this stuff is for something. Wait, CG 80 what? Oh, 80, yeah. 80s tropes were better. Okay, yeah. That's fair, that's fair. Oh, that's just detecting the flowers. I mean, you know, I say that. Quicksand was not like a 90s trope itself. It was just in a lot of movies that I saw in the 90s. Can I make it to that? I can. I'm right at the edge of 9 and 8. You know, I'm actually wearing a shirt right now that says 84 on it. However, it's got a picture of Optimus Prime on it. A Mark II, really? You couldn't swing me like a Mark IV or a Mark V. Oh, right, but a lot of stuff like, you know, buddy cops, like, let's get one thing straight, you know, I don't like you, or you don't like me, or the whole, like, he was just a week from retirement. I mean, I know those are, like, specifically, like, buddy cop movie style things, but stuff like that. Or the whole, like, you know, you're a loose cannon, McGurk. You're making the department look bad. Turn in your badge. Stuff like that. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Yeah, see, Lurch, I'm kind of a poser because I wasn't actually born until 89. You know, CG, I watched that on Tubi a long time ago, about a month ago, I'd say. There was also Sergeant Kabuki Man, which was way worse. Admittedly, way worse. This island looks unusually empty. I'm gonna bet somebody has farmed it. They've also increased the time it takes for stuff to respawn. It used to be 30 minutes in the deep desert. Now it's 45. I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, Luna, I do remember that. I do remember. Wow, so you're telling me this island only has 3 deposits? No, Lurch, that's fair. Like, some of the folks that I played trivia with on Wednesday night, like, they're all in their 50s and whatnot, and they didn't realize that I was only 35. It kind of took them back a little bit. Good morning, Motherfig. Good to see you, buddy. What you got for me in that buried treasure? Man, cobalt paste. I'll take it for now. Yeah, Lurch. Have a good night, man. Sleep well. I was hoping I could get something really cool. These buried treasures, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. That sounded like a shipwreck. Yeah, Luna, 1989. November of 89, to be exact. There it is. So I just barely snuck into the 80s. Oh, that looks like a small spice bloom. No really reason to hit it anyway. I mean, maybe there could be a reason to hit it. Get some altitude before we do. Just in case. August is 94. You know, you're about as old as my sister. She was born in 94. Are we G8? Oh, that looks like a medium. Ah, that's what we want, though. That's what we want right there. Tell you what, we'll hit it. See what happens. Maybe? Well, this is awkward. I see you sneaking up behind me. That's a Mark 6, too. If he's that fast, though, I don't think he's gonna have rockets equipped. Oh, he wants to put a rocket up our tailpipe. Mm-hmm. See, this is what I mean. You can pretty much ignore the PvP. Boy, so close. We fired a rocket, though, I think. That speed, though, I'm pretty sure he's a Mark 6. Yeah, Gold, I just figured I'd flare. Thing is, he couldn't fire while I was behind him. Still not firing anyway. Does he have? What does he have on him? Are those thrusters? We're in the zone change anyway. You know what? He might just be heading the same way. Looking to spook me. Or just walking me out. Gold, how you doing, man? Ooh. Shoot, we got treasure in the PvE zone? Wow, it is the exact same stuff. So I don't even have to go hunting for treasure out there. That's disappointing. We're gonna fly there. We're gonna fly there. I mean, Raymond didn't even finish falling from the sky. Although, yeah, I ain't gonna fight for that wreck. I don't have rockets equipped, so they can have it. That's the good stuff. Oh, shit. Get going, get going, get going, get going. Yeah. You know what? I think we can, we can go home now. I think we can go home now. And yeah, Raymond, I am pretty much squinting. Those markers really need to be improved. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of good stuff in the treasure, so I might give up doing treasure hunting for now. I feel like as much as I've put into it, I should be seeing some better returns. And, you know, maybe I need to go to the market and see how much those, these things sell for. And Gold, tell us what's got you frustrated. What's, is it work? It's gotta be work colleagues, right? Not knowing their job, making your job harder. Raymond, I've looked at it a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, I'm saving all of my, I don't feel like tolerance is the right word. All my Star Citizen stamina for the new event, because if you can actually clear all 4 corporations, that's going to take a long time. That's going to be a lot of missions. At the very least, like 60 missions total. Which will be interesting. I've got a slight feeling they might actually tone it down just a smidge. And Mother Fig, what are you doing with all that RMC? I mean, Raymond, I don't see why not. I mean, playing the field is exactly what corporations do. Ah, gotcha, Mother Fig. All right, let's go back home. Actually, before we go home, swing by Arakeen, check the market, see what these cute little opals or whatever sell for anything. And again, this is my biggest gripe, is this map. Why is it so big? And why can I not zoom out? Well, Raymond, I'm gonna go ArcCorp. I'm gonna go ArcCorp. I like ArcCorp. I don't think they've got the best, they've got the best Caterpillar skin. Like Microtech probably has the best Starlancer skin. I know there's only 2 I care about. But if you can get all 4, I'm gonna get all 4. Because you know how I feel about paint jobs. Also, I can check if any of my stuff has sold on the market. I bet it hasn't. Nope. That's cool. Man, people are selling duraluminum for like 400. I have a lot of these. Maybe. Maybe we can make some money after all. My issue is there's buy orders, but there's no way to make a sell order. Maybe I'll go grab all those. Come back and sell them. Yeah, Gears. So the next event is going to be... You remember the supplier die event? Where you could trade, refine, do the missions, turn the cargo in, and get the points for the 2 skins? It's like that. It's pretty much the exact same stuff. Although, they're changing the trade to hauling missions. But, supposedly, instead of choosing one side and getting locked out of the other 2... No, not Harco Village, whoops. You can do all 4 sides if you really feel like putting that much work into it. And each one will reward a series of 9 skins. So, like, let's say you fulfill ArcCorp. If you max out ArcCorps, you'll get a total of 9 skins, some equipment, guns. But the big thing is the skins. Like, they're account-based, so you've always got them. But skins for, like, oh, hold on, let me pull it up. So the skins will be for the Zeus, Aurora, Caterpillar, Constellation, Freelancer, the Raft, Spirit, Starlancer, and C2. Alright, I need to visit that base and top it off. Yeah, that's what those skins are for. Are these starting to fall apart yet? No. Not a big fan of my neighbors. I'm waiting for them to leave. Days, refuel that. Iron situation looking like. Looks like we need more iron. Oh, right, I still have some in this. Now, Raymond, is it only one winner per person or one winner total? Our water situation. There it goes. Well, Raymond, if that's the case, I encourage everybody to go for ArcCorp. And if you don't, it's okay. You'll just be dead to me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I swear, this dude built his base right on top of a node. Well, does that decide what paint jobs we get? Because if that's the case, boots on everybody. Like, I don't care who actually wins. I just care about getting paint jobs. Hey, this guy's base is gone. I should put a node down here just to prevent anyone else from building a base. Like a little mineral preserve. Why, thank you, Luna. I will say, though, as bad as I am at driving in video games, at least I'm not blowing up constantly in this one like I am Star Citizen. Can't drive anything in Star Citizen. You know, I feel like I could probably attract the worm to some of these places. Parked on the exactly wrong rock. You shoot at my buggy. Like this base. This thing is just annoying and in the way. And I don't like this week's deposits. They're not in good places. Used to, this ridge was silly with iron. Ah, well. Check this far side and take this back. But I am probably going to have to call it here in a little bit. I did Gears. I did. I actually thought about going Harkonnen. But I like having hair, so I didn't. Yeah, went good old Euphrates. I will tell you though, especially down in the deep desert, I have been shot by more Atreides than I ever have Harkonnen. And I've had more Harkonnen willing to team up with me peacefully than I ever have Atreides. Like, I meet a Harko out in the deep desert, and he's like, hey, man. Like, you stay on that side of the spice, I'll stay on this one, and we cool? And it's like, yeah, man, we cool. And then Atreides just go, hey, look, a fellow green, get him. Yeah, everybody makes the jokes about Harkos, but they've been the nicest ones to me so far. We're going to Bass Pro Shop? No, metaphysical, I get it. It's been quite fun. You guys see that little man over there, right?
Where's backup?
Oh, that's an actual. Okay, you know what, sir? I tried being peaceful. I'm sorry, are they coming out of the Bass Pro Shop? No, Raymond, you're good. Apparently, I'm being attacked by the disciples of the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis, Tennessee. They weren't attacking at first. Yeah, tell me your secrets. That's probably enough iron for now. Yeah, see, good timing, good timing. So it's illegal to attack from up there. Raymond was an NPC. Is that not trigger? There we go.
Get them.
Come on, die from your injuries.
I got you covered. Empty.
You can do this. There he goes. Alright, back home. Pick up some more. I see iron. Nope. Okay. Oh, right. While I am here, I was going to see how much they pay for the little orbs. Just never mind about my driving. I know my driving is bad. Anybody want to buy an orb?
Still alive? Not too bad. We had a bet going.
Yeah, Gears, have a good night. Like I said, I'm not here for too much longer myself. I'll pay a lot for that spark sword. Trash for everything else. 19 for duraluminum. Nah. And 13 for opify. Okay, yeah, so we gotta take that in ourselves. Let me in. Oh, Raymond, he was an NPC. He got... How? How did I manage that? I feel like Frank Drebin, Police Squad. Just really bad at driving. All right, let's keep going. There you have it. Okay. I mean, it is very scarab-like, Raymond. Take that back to base with us. Raymond, are you just, or sorry, Coyote, are you just using the move feature with the tool? Yes, Luna, there will be stream tomorrow. Unless, of course, something awful happens. But yeah, there will be stream tomorrow. Definitely more around the regular time. But I've done a little bit. I've been kind of easing back. I don't like that word. He almost ate my thopter earlier. I got you, Coyote. That sounds like a huge structural renovation. getting overflow on those. Yeah, Raymond, but I'm not a slaver. I just happen to live in the neighborhood. Believe you me, it's not by choice. Like, I want the region. It's not the folks in it. There we go. That is still making my silicone blocks. All right, so I've got something to wait on. So I think we'll just wrap it up right here. That way, next time I log in, all my silicone and stuff will be ready. Generators are topped off. So, it is time to go. We will continue probably in Star Citizen tomorrow at our more regular time. And T-Jack, it's good to see you. Sorry, I'm abandoning you. But all right, you guys have a wonderful night. Please take care of yourselves. And as always, until next time, keep on trucking. Have a good night, guys.